Oh, I gotta make these moves, make money, I'm finna do. Oh, I gotta make these moves, make money, I'm finna do. Oh, I gotta make these moves, make money, I'm finna do. Oh, I gotta make these moves, make money, I'm finna do.
Scott, for living life's sake, I make moves with the intent in mind state. I can't lose. The game we play is high stakes. Ain't afraid to spray tools. Stack the box, all you want. I'm still finna get loose. You know the true blood, we running shit. Cutting it swift, hunting these kicks. Finna bubble this to something legit. Life's a trip. We was in the streets, local celebrities. Now we got them paying hidden fees in local dispensaries. Finna take it across the 7 seas, global the industry. If I ain't a mogul yet, blood, you know that I'm finna be. I done rewrote history out of East San Josie. It only gets better, yeah, you know that's bogey. I've been moved metro tons, I'm talking hella weight. Next move, clean the loot and cop real estate. We in this bitch, we in it thick, you know my thesis. The grit don't quit, diaries of a kingpin. We on the move.
Oh, I gotta make these moves, make money, I'm finna do. Oh, I gotta make these moves, make money, I'm finna do. Oh, I gotta make these moves, make money, I'm finna do. Oh, I gotta make these moves, make money, I'm finna do.
Man, this shit is sick, boy. Make it dope, son.
I said we came a long way from putting money in the mattress. The earth is my turf, tilt the world on its axis. Trifecta exclusive, we deny your access. Can't deny the movement, we all across the atlas. Doing numbers, blood, fuck what you average. Top gun, you call me Maverick. Wild card, you call me Gambit. Bogart, Scot-free, certified savage. From the Bay out to NOLA, we push buttons like controllers. I'm from the Yay, I push Yola. Stay with a pistola.
Light work, night work. Looking at La Mama in a tight skirt. Got the whole club feeling while she twerk is going down in the town while she jiggy jerk. From 504 to 408. You know this about to be a fucking power play. But for now, I'ma dip while I sip and you trip on that beat. That's not a banger from a bang.
Sicker than your average, quicker than the last kid, slicker than a savage. Hit him for the package, committed to this action like amber shit on a mattress. Put it down and spread it out with no theatrics. Every day's a test, not a quiz, we at this. No multiple choice, the vocals moist, tight, crisp. We all on the front lines, these hitters don't miss. The only list we on is the one for stacking hits. Life is beautiful, but she's a scandalous bitch. She'll buy her a burger cause she's looking for a clip. So treat her right like Chubb Rock cause these bullets slop quick. Mopping up a mess that's still wet, don't slip.
Light work, night work. Looking at La Mama in a tight skirt. Got the whole club feeling while she twerk is going down in the town while she jiggy jerk. From 504 to 408. You know this about to be a fucking power play. But for now, I'ma dip while I sip and you trip on that beat. That's not a banger from a bay.
Trifecta is an army nigga, a navy nigga. So if you ever try to harm me, nigga, it ain't gravy, nigga. I know a lot of criminals and drug dealers. I love niggas. We be coming from the same place. Down south, Midwest, East Coast, West Coast. Cats who do the most with the least. Can't have no justice, can't have no peace. Brothers and sisters marching down these streets across the globe. I started in the buck and now I'm in a Rolls Royce, double R. A brother spitting bars, straight lace like caviar. On the voyage, same bon voyage. Trifecta go hard.
Light work, night work. Looking at La Mama in a tight skirt. Got the whole club feeling while she twerk is going down in the town while she jiggy jerk. From 504 to 408. You know this about to be a fucking power play. But for now, I'ma dip while I sip and you trip on that beat. That's not a banger from a bay.
Hope you're ready for the next episode. Hey, smoke weed every day.
Woo!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What it do, Guru Nation? What's happening? 420 Crew, Guru Nation. Spencer Guru here. Back at you for a brand new. If I can get this shit to get on. Guru Nation Power Hour. Yes, sir. Guru Nation Power Hour. Back at y'all. And I see we already got a lot of homies up in the chat. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. This is a pretty wild Sunday, championship Sunday. First game was a dud. RIP to Bogey's Niners. Had a rough outing there. Then Chiefs Bengals, man. Sucks for all you Who Days out there. A tough day for the Bengals. But the Chiefs were just a little bit better, man. One of those games that came down to the wire, came down to the very end. So as a neutral fan, really enjoyed that AFC Championship. But NFC Championship, not so much. And I see Bogey's here in the chat saying, Guru, what's good? Just here to talk ball. And I know that was tough for your Niners, man. Sorry about that. That was tough to watch. But unfortunately, the Brock's elbow gave out on him there. And then Josh Johnson could not save the day. But let's shout out all the homies, man. Shout out to the 420 crew. Appreciate y'all tuning in each and every Monday here for the Power Hour. I see Sir Bongs pulling up. What it do, man? Hit that bong. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Marty in the chat was good, dude. Chris B saying Guru. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, Eagles in the chat. What's up? Antonio, Guru Nation. Fucking right. Appreciate you, Antonio, pulling up each week. Eagles and father. Yep, Crispy father. Yep. Eagles, what's up? And Marty. Yes, sir. And birthday twin, what up? Yeah, Bogey and Antonio there, the Sagittarius birthday twins. My birthday was just passed, last Monday. Had the little birthday power hour. So it's 25, man. It's kind of a weird age because I feel like, I'm still a young man, but it's also an age where people are kind of like, what you're going to do with your life? I feel like I've got my sense of purpose down pretty good, but just one of those ages where you kind of think about things a little bit more. What jersey you got on? Let's show it to y'all. Taysom Hill, baby, just like in the intro thing. Just like I got on in the little intro thing, the Taysom Hill threads, bro, number 7. The Swiss Army knife himself. We were talking about that on the show for Bet Nola, talking about how if the 49ers would have had a weapon like Taysom, someone that could have been an emergency quarterback, how that game may have turned out a little differently because we're actually going to have Bogard. He's going to come on here soon. Going to have to ask him about that to see what his thoughts are there to be like, it was an emergency quarterback. Taysom Hill would have done that if the Saints would have been in that spot, been down both active quarterbacks, could have put Taysom Hill there because the plan was they were going to put CMC at QB, but they were just like, they just put the Brock back there, but clearly just as a decoy because he could not make any throws. It sounds like he's got a torn UCL, which really sucks because now everyone's thinking the Brock was going to be the starter for next year going in, where now it's like if he's hurt, Trey Lance also coming off injury, but this is, I think, going to give Trey Lance a shot to be the week 1 starter. And it's crazy how things come full circle. Trey Lance started, this year as the week 1 starter, gets injured. Then they turn to Jimmy G. He goes down. Then they turn to the Brock, and then the Brock saves the day there down the stretch, but then he gets hurt. So it's brutal cycle at quarterback there in the Bay Area. And Devo, what up, Devo? Yes, sir. Trip, that's Trip. What up, man? And I'm 25 too. You're doing good, big. You're doing good, dog. Appreciate that, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're some of the younger 420 crew members in Marty, because I know a lot of the crews around Bogey and Huss's age there in their 30s, but it seems like half my friends fuck ups and the other half got real jobs. Yeah, that's how it be, man. That's how it be. 20s is a weird age. It's like you can either, and that's the thing. That's where I'm trying to stay grounded, is with staying on a good career path. I feel like in your 20s, you got to stay really grounded with that, because if you get too much chasing the hose, then it's like, well, if you don't worry about your career, then you're going to be like, when everyone's more settled down, and you're going to just be like, damn, what do I do? But I'm just trying to get my career settled, set. I know what I want to do. I love doing this sports media stuff. So definitely going to keep that going. And shout out to Marty and all the other 20-somethings in the 420 crew. We got to hold it down. Got to hold it down for the youngins. Yes, sir. Antonio, Tom Brady to the 69ers. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe, if the Brock and Lance aren't healthy, they're going to have to bring in a veteran. And I think Jimmy G's tired of that cycle of having to, am I the starter? Am I not? So this could be the opportunity. This could be the opportunity for Tom Brady to have his homecoming and finally get to go play for the team he grew up rooting for. He's a Cali kid, grew up rooting for the Niners. And true, same, starting a business. That's what's up, big dog. That's what's up. And yeah, definitely, I'm on the same wave, trying to get the Guru Nation brand up over the mountain, man, as me and Bogey always talk about. We're just getting started. And also, it only gets better as we keep going in this life. And speaking of Bogey, he just pulled up here. Now he's in the Matrix. We'll wait for him to get back here before we intro him. And Michael Joseph pulled up. What's up, Guru? Man, Michael, I got a bone to pick with you, man. I thought I had playoff playmakers doing good, and playoff playmakers was winning that joint. And then Michael comes in and sneaks in, and now's the leader. And he has a lot of Eagles and Chiefs. So shout out to Michael for killing it in the playoff playmakers joint. That was he did his thing. And then speaking of playoff leagues, though, the Hustler 9 playoff league, yours truly, the champion, baby, won that thing. Bogey ended up second, actually, hoping Bogey can reconnect and get on with us here. I saw he was backstage, was about to intro him in, and then he matrixed. But yeah, I got that Hustler 9 championship. See if we can pull it up here and shout out the players we had on that joint, because I took a risk there. I was literally in last place. I was in dead last after the wild card round because I had I sucked in the playoff leagues, made me sad. It'd be like that, man. I only did one. I was fortunate. I did the Hustler 9, and it resulted in the dub. I did Bogarts, playoff playmakers. So I did 2. Probably gonna only win. I mean, I still have a slim chance in playoff playmakers, but it's highly unlikely. So let's see. Let's shout it out, man. We got the dub here. Let's shout out the winning team here. If we can get it up. There we go. All right. And so, yeah, I know Kelsey. That was my first pick. He killed it, obviously. Let me see if I can pull up the points, not projections. We want how they did, how everyone performed here, who really got it done. Does it show? It show the whole team? No, it just shows the players that ended up on the roster. I know, like, Dak Prescott was a big reason why I won. Everyone rags on Dak Prescott. At least he helped me win the freaking fantasy playoff league and finished like 6th. Yeah, these are some tough leagues, man. These are very competitive. I did 5 and only got 1 third place finish, 4th and 2 and close in the last and the rest, for sure. Yeah, these are highly competitive, man. And so, yeah, Isaiah Pacheco produced. A.J. Brown, though, man, only 20. A.J. Brown, even though I took him, I kind of regret. I mean, I don't regret it. I won the league. It's whatever. But it's like, damn, A.J. Brown could give me a little more of a cushion if he'd have done something. Man, only 20. He did not show out like I was hoping he would. Trent Irwin just kind of took a dart throw there. I didn't start him the first week, and I used him this week. Did good. Travis Kelce, though, the Rock, the one that, he carried my team there. 80 freaking points in just 2 weeks. Holy crap. I wish I would have drafted Burrow instead of Allen. Yeah, same, man. In playoff playmakers, I was in that predicament. I actually had the first pick in playoff playmakers. I wish I'd have taken Mahomes, because that one goes all the way through the Super Bowl. I fucked up, man. I should have taken Mahomes or Hurts. Should have figured the fucking Chiefs or Eagles are gonna go all the way. But here he is, y'all, ladies and gentlemen. The earth is his turf. Bogart Scott free. Matrix again, it looks like, man. Matrix not our friend today. Shit. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
What's happening?
I was having a gang of Matrix issues.
Oh, good. Glad to have you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? In about like 5 minutes, I'll jump on the laptop. You know what I mean? I'm just waiting to tag somebody in with the kids so that I won't have no more Matrix issues. But, I needed to go somewhere where everybody knew my name. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, you know what I mean? Where they can pat me on the back and say, hey, man, it's going to be okay. And I knew that was the Guru Power Hour.
Yeah, so I have to take a drink, man, because I know you're going through it right now in recovery mode after yesterday. So
it's funny because I told a story on the podcast earlier, but like, it was real like somber in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and my girl's she's getting ready to leave for work. It's like 6:30 or whatever, or 6:15, and she's like ordering her Starbucks, and I'm just watching her stand on the stairs. And I walk in from getting high at 6:15 in the morning because that's what you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like she just looks at me. And, I was already in the house with her prior to that when she was like, getting ready for work, and we're just quiet because we didn't want to wake any of the kids up. You know what I mean? And like, she just looks at me and she's like, "Well, at least we got the house." You know what I mean? I'm like,
right, exactly.
I'm like, right? I'm like, yeah.
That's the thing y'all can control. As I try to tell myself, control the controllables. So
exactly. And here's the thing. Okay, one of my boys, he's the Cowboy fan, and like it's funny because he was just like, he always brings to me these things. First of all, I'm in a thread. It's just me, him, and my boy. It's me and my boy Nancy and my boy McFly.
Yeah.
They're both Cowboy fans, and I could talk unbiased football all the time. So that's why I'm even in that thread.
Mm-hmm.
And we only talk football in that thread, right? But he's always like showing me these things of different Niner fans, and then like it's so annoying because most of these fans are only like, they're only like they're not here when we're down and out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're fucking
bandwagoners, and I can't stand those guys because those are the guys that they're almost less than casual fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're annoying because at least casual fans know their place. These are kind of fans that want to act like they're the biggest fans ever when the team's doing
and they
good.
Only know, and then they think they're like for example, my boy was like, oh, he's to argument. What y'all gonna do? Y'all just gonna move on from the Brock? Like you guys should trade away Jimmy, and I'm like, save some cap. I'm like, what are you talking about? Jimmy's free agent, bro. Like,
yeah, Jimmy's out of there.
And then like he's like, oh well, he's like, I see these Niner fans are just dumping on Brock already. I'm like, why? I'm like, those aren't real fans.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then this is like before we found out that he tore his shit. You know what I mean? So now that we found out he tore his shit, my thoughts from this morning to now is completely different. I'm like, oh, there's no allegiance to him now. You know what I mean? Like because of this injury, and within this window of time, and Tom Brady is walking around with zero restrictions.
Exactly. I mean, to me, it's like someone said it earlier. Someone had said it earlier here in the chat about with Brady. Oh yeah, Antonio had said
my birthday twin. Come on,
yeah, your birthday twin brought it up.
Me and my birthday twin were always on the same wavelength, and I said it yesterday too. I don't know if I said it on the stream or to whoever I was talking. I might have said it to Clock, but I'm just like, well, get ready to hear all the Tom Brady to the Niners thing now. You know what I mean? This is before I even heard he tore his shit. But as soon as I heard he tore his shit, I'm like, oh, okay. Because I mean, obviously, if we don't get Brady, you know what I mean? They'll both. I mean, Lance is he's gonna be in OTAs and stuff like that. Brock's not gonna be at the OTAs. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I mentioned earlier. That like this could open the door for Trey to get the job back.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. It's like it's only OTAs is what he's gonna miss because when the goddamn when training
camp he should be healthy. It's
exactly.
6 months.
I mean, and remember this happened with Jimmy last year. Jimmy had to get the shoulder surgery. Remember?
Yeah.
Like, oh, Jimmy. Now it's like, oh well, it's Lance for sure because Jimmy ain't gonna be ready. And hold on, let me grab the baby real quick.
All right, for sure. Yeah, which it ended up being Trey Lance, he had beat out Jimmy pretty much, but Jimmy was way behind the 8 ball.
No, he didn't beat out Jimmy per se because
Jimmy wasn't there. He kind of won it by default.
Healthy.
Yeah,
he was coming after surgery, and like it was so crazy that like the whole narrative in the offseason was like, where's Jimmy? Because like when you're like a leader of men, you know what I'm saying. And first of all, this is such a Scorpio thing because I know Scorpios. They like personally, I know Scorpios, and the ones that I know,
Steamboat
like Steamboat. He'll go into like hibernation basically from the world. He'll be doing this every day, but he'll just turn everyone off. And it's like, I'm like, where are you at, bro? Like, I'll call his brother. Call your brother. Tell him to hit me. And then that's how I can get to him.
Yeah.
Like, he'd be like, oh, my brother told me to hit. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, he just, you know what I mean? Like, especially right after, like he's a hardcore Niner fan. So he's.
Oh, yeah. He's probably a hermit right now.
I'm not going to hear from him. Maybe I'll have like one debrief. And then, but see, because it's just what he does. It's a Scorpio.
Yeah. What was your point about Scorpios? I didn't mean to like go on.
That's what Jimmy G. That's what Jimmy is.
Oh, okay.
So like when the whole world is like, oh, Trey area and all this stuff, like including myself, right? Jimmy's over there like, fucking, I'm in the cuts. You know what I mean? And then Kittle was like in an interview talking about, why, we just can't find Jimmy. You know what I mean?
He was just like, fuck y'all. Y'all don't want me no more. I'm out of here. That's why they had the clip of him. Yes, he was like laughing on the sidelines.
Who, Jimmy?
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
I don't know if he was laughing per se, but it was a picture. He had the, that GQ smile. He was like, had the big smile.
Here's the thing, is I think like I think it's open for interpretation, right? That smile could have been because he really feels for the Niners. This is just as much of his team as it is anybody's, right? But he did. I think that smile could have been a laugh, like, well, there's that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I what I think it was.
Like when you thought it couldn't
my
get
problem.
Worse,
it's right? My problem. I'm a free agent. I'm out of there.
Yeah. And
they gave up on him, man. They traded their whole they all traded a bunch of picks for Trey Lance. I mean, if that's it, to me, if I'm Jimmy, I'm like, well, the team doesn't believe in me as the franchise quarterback.
I'm like, for the life of me, because and Shanahan's a Sagittarius. Like, we don't like how the same shit, like, the same shit happens to us, the injuries, right? Mm-hmm. Like the Shanahan Niners, 3 NFC appearances in the last 4 years, right? Only 1 Super Bowl trip. NFC championship appearances. I mean, only 1 Super Bowl trip. You know what I mean? Like, and it's our style of football is not going to change. So we need depth literally at every position. Hear me out now. You ready for this? Shanahan said this about a month ago when the Brock was like on his little tear. He said, "I treat my quarterback room like my running back room. We got to have quality and we got to have a lot of them." You know what I mean?
Yeah. They ran through 4 of them this year.
We're going to bring through Brady, and we got the Brock and Lance, and Lance will get on the field here and there in those fucking.
It'll be like y'all's Taysom Hill. Yeah, the Swiss Army knife.
I'm just saying, like, because we need all of them motherfuckers for next year. We have the team right now. You know what I'm saying? Trent Williams probably has, what is he, 38? Is he 37?
He's that old?
Yeah, can you look at it? I know he's.
Yeah, I'm about to look it up. Yeah, I know. I thought he was like early 30s. I didn't realize he was late 30s.
No, he was.
Yeah, he's at 34. He's 34.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. He's gonna be 35. Okay, so
yeah, I mean he's up there, but he's still got at least 4 more years left.
I thought he was 30. I thought he was 37, turning 38.
He ain't that old. No, he still got. Y'all got him at least another 3 or 4 years.
I mean, I would love maybe. Okay, I'm gonna start this rumor. You ready for this?
Let's do it.
Get Brady. And then we get OBJ too. We're just going overkill. The cap went up, so we'll pay Ayuk. Everyone's paid. Warner's paid.
The cap went up, so everyone's gonna get paid.
Is Bosa paid?
I don't think y'all paid Bosa
yet. Okay, Bosa's next.
Yeah, Bosa definitely needs to get paid.
Yep, and Bosa and Ayuk they're next.
Yep, for sure.
And then, yeah. And then I mean, like Brady will come through and like piss the league off by playing for us for like 30 million. You know what I mean?
He'll recruit, you know, OBJ, Julio, all bunch of veterans to come
Yeah, and
play
it's
with
like
y'all.
Julio knows the system. Like we're just gonna have depth. Like,
Yeah, because Julio's played under Shanahan before. So,
he'll be the literal rotation guy like he was in Tampa Bay. Like we're just
probably bringing Leonard
it's
Foreskin to bolster the backfield depth. Because
Okay.
he's probably gonna get cut from the Bucks.
I really respect Shanahan and Lynch because for the most part everything's been homegrown outside of bringing in Jimmy, and then even like bringing in Trent Williams, that's still homegrown to me because he was drafted by the Shanahan regime.
Oh yeah, back with the Redskins,
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like this is just another. You know, we even brought in Alex Mack. Like he's just gonna bring his guys, right? That's another form of in-house, so to speak, because you're bringing in guys with familiarity. But like, I'm ready to buy. We got all the motherfuckers paid. I'm ready to buy a championship, bro. Give me Brady. Give me fucking OBJ. Like, why can't? Let's just do what the Rams did. Fuck it. We got the defense. You have to do it now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Mister, we'll get to your question in just a minute, Antonio, about Rodgers. But to stay on the Niners topic while we're on it, we'll get to Bakes a lot here. He said, "What's up, Spence? What do you and Bogey think will happen to Brock Purdy and Trey Lance if Garoppolo leaves? Will they bring in a veteran presence to mold them for a year like Brady?" Yeah, I think they do. I think Garoppolo leaves and that they do bring in Brady.
Here's the thing.
I think that's very possible.
There's no. First of all, Garoppolo. He was on his last year of his contract last year.
Yeah, he's as good as gone. He's not coming
but
back.
hear me out though. He was on his last year of his contract, but and this is when Lance was set to be the starter. And remember there was this whole hoopla about Lance didn't like, you know, that it wasn't clear that he's the starter. Like
that they were y'all were supposed to trade Jimmy last offseason.
But this is what Jimmy did. Him and his agent, they restructured the last year of his contract to be a 1-year thing. $14 million guaranteed, and so he would be the highest paid backup, and that was the thing, was that the verbiage had to be in the contract. This was for a Lance ego, in my opinion, and it was a smart move, but for Jimmy, because the specifics of it, besides that, was also that he's an unrestricted free agent now after this year, so he can walk and go wherever the fuck he wants. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He can go wherever he wants. I mean, and then let's go down the list. The Jets, the Colts, the Titans. You know, these are all. I mean, I guess Titans.
The Raiders. The Raiders.
Okay, the Raiders.
Yeah, the McDaniels connection. Yeah.
Right. Like, why Jimmy's not staying in Frisco when there's all these other guys. Like, you know, his time is done. We were trying to trade him last year, but he got the fucking shoulder surgery.
Oh yeah. He's as good as gone. He's as good.
I mean, New Orleans, right? Look at New Orleans.
Yeah. You never know. I mean, if we don't, I think Derek Carr is probably our most likely option. But if he goes elsewhere, I could see Jimmy.
I mean, shit, bro. Listen, look at this. Jimmy can walk, and like I know Stafford's coming back, but like you know what I'm saying. Like, say Stafford retires out of nowhere, you got Mike LaFleur over there now as the OC. Like, there's just like
I mean, everyone's assuming Stafford's coming back, but you never know what.
You never know.
His wife might have a sit down with him and be like, "Look, if it's either me or football," and he might choose his wife. Unlike Brady, you know, I think Stafford a little less ego driven than Brady. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, especially that he won one now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's already won one. Like, I still think there's a chance he retires. I don't think he retires, especially since McVay came back.
I think he got one more year.
With McVay coming back, I think he comes back to run it back with McVay.
Yeah, and I think McVay.
Yeah, and he did on his wife's podcast. I mean, that could change, but I mean, I don't think it will, especially with McVay back.
You know what's dope about that is I bet you behind closed doors, he'd be like, "Yeah, babe, you know, I'll retire for you." You know what I mean? He gets on that podcast. All right, now while the whole world's listening, I'm gonna let you know, babe, I'm coming back to football. She's like, "What?"
Yeah.
She can't yell at him because she's on live.
Yeah, she probably was like, "What the fuck?" She was probably hoping he'd retire on that podcast, but he didn't. She was probably so pissed.
But see, like I was telling Hus, this is going to be the most interesting QB carousel And you know, we just love madness. Like, and I know I just want the NFL to be like fantasy. And it's just
Yeah, that's
been
how
like
it was
that, bro.
last offseason. I mean, freaking
yeah, watch
Devontae
this.
Adams to the Raiders, Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins, AJ Brown to the Eagles. That was like fantasy. All these, it's like a Madden, everyone teaming up to form these super teams.
And now look at Derek Carr's gonna be somewhere. You know,
Yep,
Aaron
Jimmy's
Rodgers
gonna be
could-
somewhere.
Aaron
Brady,
Rodgers could
Rodgers.
possibly be somewhere.
Yeah.
Jimmy's
Speaking
gonna
of
start
Rodgers, yeah, let's get to Antonio's question here. I'm torn between my Jets. I want Rodgers, but what y'all think? Yeah, he
Okay,
wants.
I got really strong thoughts on this. You ready? Because this is how I feel about Tom Brady going to the Niners, right? Is that like, say Aaron Rodgers, if I'm a Jets fan, same way I'm a Niners fan, right? I want to win now. I don't give a fuck because it's so hard to win these things.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
I want to see it, and I want to see it now, right? And when you say that, that's when we're talking guys like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. But we fully know that it might not be more than a year or two. And if we don't get it in those year or two, we're back to the same situation about our QB. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, like, I'm terrified if I'm Shanahan that all this shit keeps happening. What is that?
Yeah, Shanahan, he just seems to have like a black cloud over
Yeah,
him.
so it's like
28-3, the Super Bowl choke. I mean, it's like, and then this, like, man, he's just, and he's a great coach. I'm not trying to shit on him. I mean, he's a great coach, but
Listen.
it's like, man, he just seems to have the terrible luck in these big games.
Okay, you ready for this? I've been saying this all my life that like I never believed in luck, but then it hit me like a ton of bricks one time. Like, oh well, luck is definitely real because I have bad luck. You know what I mean? So like I can tell you that I didn't see. You know what I mean? Now with that said, look at Aaron Rodgers, Sagittarius, right? He gets into the he gets into the goddamn. Oh, hold on, I'm jumping on the computer.
All right, cool. All right, we'll have Boogie back here in just a minute. But yeah, I guess his point there, you know, at Rodgers, like, I know he's probably gonna go down the Sagittarius rabbit hole. It's just like it just seemed to him to have bad luck in those big moments, man. Rodgers, it gets like Shanahan. He always seems to come up short in the clutch.
Well, okay, but how much bad luck is this for Rodgers? You know how many overtime coin flips I've seen him lose in the playoffs? Like, okay, just off the top of my head, I can think of a few because I know there's a bunch of them. But okay, all right, here we go. 2013. He's playing. First of all, gets to the NFC Championship, and it's in Seattle, and it's in Green Bay, and he's playing on a fucking hobbled.
Against Russ.
Yeah, he has a high ankle, right? And then like they're winning this game though. All the way up until the last 30 seconds of the game, where Russ he throws first of all, they get Clinton Dix like twice, right? So they score on him with Doug Baldwin, and then they go and I don't know if it was Doug Baldwin there, but then they go for Doug Baldwin scores a 2-point conversion to tie it up, right? But like what's crazy is Russ threw this floater, and it was just in the air forever, and they're like looking around, and then Doug Baldwin just catches it. It's like he didn't see it. And I guess Clint Dix said like, and it was like overcast, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it was shitty weather, like shitty, like, you know, like gloomy. And then the dude was like, his whole thing was like, oh, the sun was in my eyes. There was no sun, motherfucker. You know what I mean? So that was just crazy to get him to tie. Then they lose the fucking coin flip. You know what I mean?
Damn it.
And in this NFC Championship, and you know, and Rodgers never sees the field again. You know what I mean? But he played with a high ankle on a literal, like he was a fucking karate kid. Like he just had the knee up like this. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Like he was fucked up that game. But he, you know what I mean? But anyways, then 2015, you know what I'm saying? He beats the Redskins to get to the divisional, and he's playing the Bruce Arians Cardinals with Carson Palmer. He was having like an MVP caliber year that year, and there was the big David Johnson rookie year. So they take them down to overtime. And what's crazy is that it's how Aaron Rodgers is so good he is. He has to throw 2 Hail Marys in this game. And he connects on both of them to get to overtime. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, anyways, he was down 2 scores, is what I'm saying. And he scored them both on Hail Marys. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, it was crazy. And then again in the overtime, and he loses a coin flip, and it's just fucking Ryan Fitz. What was his name? Larry Fitzgerald. Just just all Larry that whole drive, like 4 or 5 catches.
Oh, that was the divisional round.
Yeah, it was
right?
divisional.
Yeah, because he had the Cardinals in place to face the Panthers, and
Yep.
then lost to the Cam Newton Panthers.
Yeah, because like I said, they beat the Redskins.
What up, Chase?
What up? But I'll say, like I said, he beat the then Redskins, and then he went on to lose to Carolina and to
Arizona.
Cardinals.
Arizona.
Cardinals in overtime.
Yeah, Carson Palmer, Uncle Bruce. Yeah.
Yep. And then look at this. 2016, he gets an NFC title game against the Falcons. Fucking
they got
overtime.
their ass whooped in that, right?
But they went to overtime though.
No, I think that they got their ass whooped.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure they. Yeah, I'm not. I'm
swear
pretty
they
sure
got
that's
overtime, and it was
I don't
Julio
think-
Jones went crazy. Julio Jones went crazy in that overtime drive. And Aaron Rodgers never got the field. Never saw the field.
Damn, if that, I missed.
Check me out.
Yeah, let's see that because one of us is.
Because if I'm wrong, I'm crazy. But I swear, like, because there was just so many.
Yeah,
times.
no, I was right on this. 44-21. They lost.
I was wrong about that one. Yeah, I know there was one more example.
All the stuff against your Niners. He's had those heartbreaks against your Niners.
I mean, yeah, but that's the thing though. Is like in all those games he played against my Niners, we just had the best, the clear cut better defense. Like there was the one. What was it?
The one last year. Yeah, that was
last. There was the one last year. There was the one in Santa Clara, the NFC Championship year before that, or 2 years before that, right? There was the other one in Lambeau, wild card. It was like 8 degrees or whatever, and then Kaepernick and them, they went out there with fucking no sleeves on. You know what I'm saying? And then there was another one with Kaepernick where he set that record, the most rushing yards for a QB in a playoff game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and that was at Candlestick. That shit was crazy. I was there. That shit was nuts. You know what I mean? It went fucking loco. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. We just have his number. I mean, he beats our ass in the regular season, though. You know what I mean? That's
yeah, that is. Yeah,
the last 3 times we met him in the regular season, he beat us.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna look up I'm gonna pull up his entire postseason game log here so we can just go through it. Let's see. It goes. This is all of his shit from.
When did he finally get the gig? 2008.
Yeah, 2008.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they didn't make the playoffs that year. Let's see, and I'm gonna pull up.
Man, that's crazy. They won early in his career, in his starting
career. Yeah, good thing they got that one in. Because in 2009, this is the year my Saints won it all.
Yeah.
They barely lost to Arizona because that's who my Saints played in the divisional round.
Yeah, it was
51-45. Jeez, man, Rodgers did all he could. 4 tugs. That was a heartbreaker. Rodgers did it all in that year. I mean, what more could he have done? His defense sold.
She spilled the water. The baby, dude, she's crazy.
Oh Lord, cutting up.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. She's funny too now, bro. Like it's crazy having the 2 little ones close in age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your son's not that far off from her.
Yeah. It's a trick because they're just hella funny, dude. You know what I mean? Like he's learning, and I'm watching her learn from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like it's a trip. But so the Rodgers thing, man, like it's just, I'm telling you, Sagittarius, I feel like we never have the easy path. You know what I mean?
I feel the same way as an Aquarius. I mean, that's why I find the signs are similar.
Like a universal thing?
But I think that's kind of a universal thing.
Yeah, it's just like maybe, but it is such a Sagittarius thing to believe that, like the universe revolves around me. So I'm like, oh, is that a universal thing, or is that just only happen to us? You know what I mean? Because we're kind of we that's a Sagittarius thing. We swear we're like the center of the universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then Rodgers, and then he goes all the way. His age 27, year 2010, they beat Philly. Then they whoop Atlanta's ass. Then they beat the Bears in an ugly game in which Rodgers himself sucks at the Bears. No tugs, 2 picks. But his defense did the part in the Super Bowl.
Didn't they destroy Jay Cuddy? Like they hurt him in that game.
Oh, they did. Yeah. That was one of those black and blue old school kind of games there.
Yeah.
That was at Soldier. Pooh, yeah.
Jay Cutler used to wear them goddamn long sleeves that were all baggy and shit.
Yeah. What's that Jay Cutler? Let's pull this up.
Yeah, it was Cutler, bro. There was the NFC
Smoking
Championship.
Jay, bro. Smoking Jay. Let's see it.
You know what's crazy? That was a Shanahan guy.
Yeah, Smoking Jay. Yeah, he got hurt. And then Caleb Haney came in. Whoever the fuck that is.
I mean, it's probably fucking awesome, right? When your starting QB at the time goes down and you just coast to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, fucking Jalen Hurts, man. Everyone's riding his dick, and Jalen. Man, I'm not trying to disrespect Jalen Hurts, but I mean, he's had the easiest fucking road. I mean, he had the bye week, then he gets the Danny dumbass Giants, and then your Niners, who literally have no healthy quarterback.
The first possession on the game, we lose the Brock, right? And I don't play that game.
Yeah.
I don't play the game where I'm like, oh, we win if we have the Brock. No, I know it's a different game if we have the Brock, but I don't, you know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah, I don't think you'll win.
You know, ironically, that makes me feel better that we lost that way. Because the moment the Brock was out, I already put it in my mind, like, if he don't get out there and he's not throwing, bro, we're going to lose this game for sure. Like, that was already, you know what I mean? I got a little bit of false hope when he was on the sideline, like, throwing, and I'm like, and then Huss was like, did you see him throwing, though? Like, it didn't look like he was any good. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, his elbow
I was just trying not to, you know what I mean? I was
they were disrespecting him on Twitter and stuff. Oh, he's being a pussy. He doesn't want to play. Like, his elbow shredded. What? I hate when people do these conclusions. It's
the fact that he was trying to throw is probably like excruciating. And I mean, how much adrenaline do you really fucking have at that point in the game? It's his first drive. Yeah, so he's probably feeling that shit like, he just got into the game. It's crazy.
Yeah, damn, man. Yeah, then the next
Reddick had to be a former Cardinal to do it to us too.
Damn it. Yeah, that's the then y'all
family now.
No, it was Reddick
in that. It was his game.
Yeah, because freaking y'all, I mean, everyone was blasting y'all for this. They're like, how can y'all have a George Kittle, a tight end, blocking their best pass rusher?
Because our line was getting shredded. That's why.
You and Kittle's a good blocker, but Twitter was going off saying that how stupid that was.
I don't know, but see, here's the thing though. Most people on Twitter are stupid and they don't know anything like about football or how things work. Like you know, it's funny because I'm petty as fuck. So I'll go out of the way and like argue with these motherfuckers because it's never a debate with those motherfuckers. It's an argument because they usually are poorly researched and they say things just like for example, I got this dude. He's a Raider fan. Shout out to Stife John. This guy fucking annoys the fuck out of me because like he's the type of dude. I got close with him through music and shit, but I met him like in my 30s. You know what I mean? So like, you know what I'm saying? Like I tend to like, you know, the people that I keep around for years. You know what I mean? Like you really got to be like cool. And this guy fucking annoys the fuck out of me because he always texts me like trolling like Niners shit. You know what I mean? Like, I was going for the Niners, bro, but man, Shanahan's such a bad play caller. Like, he just kept running the ball. Stupid when you're behind. And I'm like, bro, who was going to throw the ball? The guy couldn't throw. I'm like, how's that stupid? He couldn't throw the ball. Then he's like, I should have put CMC in Wildcat so we can get him hurt. Put him in a Wildcat every play. He gets hurt.
That thing wasn't going to
work.
I
mean, like, it's just so funny how like people they don't even look at the team that we had. Like we got there that far, we were already beat up. We're on the third string QB.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Damn, man.
Like people are like, oh, Shanahan threw in the towel. I was like, well, yeah, once it was like 21-7, and you know what I mean? Like, you know, you're still trying to fight. You know what I mean? Then they score that next touchdown. You're like, all right, well,
the thing that fucked that whole game up. I mean, that game was really looking like it'd be still going to be a dogfight, defensive struggle. But what fucked it up is when Josh Johnson fumbled there and made it 21-7. That's when I knew his fuckers over.
Scored on every turnover too, and like, I mean, there's a couple things I can nitpick, like, you know, like, oh, maybe we challenged that Devontae Smith catch in the very beginning of the game. You know what I'm saying? Because that was like, you know, that was, you know, was led to their second touchdown. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, there's different ways I can nitpick, but I mean, I'm 38 years old, so it's like I already know that's like a full that's a young man's thing to dwell on these things, and like, you know what I mean? I'm still gonna love my team, and you know, I'm fortunate to say that we have a good team and we have a smart organization for what it's worth compared to teams like Arizona or teams like, you know what I mean? Like,
like Bakes a lot just said, I still got further than the Cowgirls.
I mean, see, and the Raiders are fucking horrendous. These are two things
Yeah,
that I had to remind myself. this
Charger
week.
it up, you know, like yeah. At least you're not down bad like them.
I mean, but still though, like it okay, since 2012, it became a thing that Niners lose the big one. Before that, the nostalgia of the Niners I grew up on, we get in the Super Bowl, we never lose. Even though I only saw that one in 94, at least to remember it. Because I wasn't alive for the 89 and 88, and you know, I wasn't alive for the 82 one. But my point is that, like, you know, we never went to this as an organization, we never got there and lost until that 2012 year. You know what I mean? And we've lost 2 since then. But even saying that too, I gotta be grateful for those because fuck, I would hate if I was born and raised in Detroit and I was just a diehard Lions fan now. You know what I mean? Like, or who's like let's see here, like the Jets, going back to the Jets, Robert Saleh, you better do your best and to get fucking Aaron Rodgers because you're gonna be gone soon. You know what I mean? If you only got 2 years of Aaron Rodgers, you better go get those 2 years because you probably got 2 years left that they're willing to give you. You know what I mean? As a head coach, you know what I'm saying? The Browns, they might be on the up and up this year. Brought in Jim Schwartz, the defensive coordinator. You know what I mean? This is a team for the most part. You know, personnel wise, was the same team that got into the playoffs 2 years ago. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be I don't think the Browns are in purgatory, right? I think the Cardinals are going to be in purgatory for the next couple of years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if Brady leaves the Bucks, I think the Bucks are going to for sure be in purgatory. I mean, hell, even my Saints, if we don't solve our QB situation, we're going to be in fucking purgatory.
Yeah, because you guys got a nice mixture of veterans and youngsters on your defense.
Yeah, we're kind of, that's how I felt this year with the Saints, purgatory. It's like we didn't completely suck, but I knew deep down.
I mean, the division sucked, though. See,
it was purgatory.
This is why I argue this, because you got Frank Reich, who's new head coach over there in Carolina, don't even know they don't know what they're going to do at QB, or
they have no clue what they're doing. Right? Tampa Bay's in purgatory.
Tampa Bay might be in that situation, and it's
Atlanta's still
Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like
we might win the division by default.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm a Saints fan, you got that going for you because at least
the division's bad.
Even if you don't have to fill the QB situation, at least like you might be able to be like, hey, Jameis, you know, after a year, you know, you should be healthy. Like, you know what I mean? And Jameis would be good enough to win that fucking division. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Jameis, I think it might be like a mutual parting of ways this offseason.
Okay, so he's not coming back? Okay.
I don't think so. All I've heard is that he's not coming back.
What are they talking over there about for this 1 year? Like, I mean, obviously a veteran, but like, is there any...
I think Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr is the one that most people are talking about. And Andy Dalton could come back as the backup.
And there will be no trading for Derek Carr. You just wait till February deadline. They're going to cut him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because he got he's only like his dead cap is only like $5 million.
Yeah, Crispy saying Cowboys need to address their QB situation too. Damn, yeah, Crispy and a lot of other Dallas fans ready to run back.
Listen, you know what's crazy is that I'll be the first to tell him that Dak is a top 10 QB in the league. Like,
I wouldn't run Dak off. McCarthy, man, it's McCarthy.
It's got it like
McCarthy.
Okay. Would you agree with me? Is Aaron Rodgers, whether he wins another one or not, will he not go down as one of the greatest QBs that played the game?
Oh, yeah, definitely. He will. Right? He's one of the top 5.
You know what I think? You know why I think he didn't win more than one? Because he was with McCarthy for those years.
Yeah, McCarthy's a dumbass.
He sucks, dude. Like. Okay, they talking about like shout out to my man Nancy, diehard Cowboy fan. He was like, you know, he's always like on the, but you know, he's optimistic Cowboy fan, right? I don't want to say because he's actually a realistic fan, but he's like, you know, well, fuck, you know, Mike McCarthy would probably assume the play calling duties. I'm like, you don't want that.
Yeah, well, Kellen Moore. Yeah, Kellen Moore left.
Kellen Moore managed your game as a head coach.
Kellen Moore's going to the Chargers. I like that for justifying Herbert.
See, Hustle didn't like that. I like it.
I like it too.
I like throw that thing.
They're gonna throw it, and they're gonna throw down the field with Lombardi. It was just check down.
Well,
like what the fuck, man?
You come on. The offensive line was so bad though.
I don't care. Fuck Lombardi.
He was one of the most pressured QBs, Herbert. So that ball was coming out.
Yeah, well, Rashawn Slater will be healthy next year.
And you know what's crazy though?
So that'll help.
Why did he have?
What up?
He had the 2019 Drew Brees plan, didn't he?
Yeah,
We're
Britta would just dump in. That's why
Yeah.
Eckler had that great year, like Kamara. Remember Kamara with Breeze was
He
like a
was
top
like,
5
fuck it,
running
it's
back.
like-
Austin Eckler was his Kamara.
Yeah, I mean, and then I mean, well, he's out of there, and I do like, I do like that. You're gonna get a QB, you know, a former QB that wants to throw the ball. You know what I mean? Like look at what was the Dak year, 2019. He almost threw for 5,000. You know what I mean? That was the first year Kellen Moore started calling the plays.
Yeah, that's.
You know what
I
I mean?
think Kellen Moore wasn't the problem. I mean, they screwed up.
I
but-
mean, okay, you know, when ultimately when there's a problem, right? Heads got to roll. Okay, look at this. Robert Saleh. He's like, all right, Michael LaFleur, you're one of my best friends in the entire world. Like literal, like he in each other's weddings as groomsmen type of shit.
yeah,
Sorry though, bro. Because after 2 years, you got to go. You know what I mean?
yeah. that's
Someone
pretty
got to go, and
cool.
it ain't finna be me. So you got to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it happens like that all the time in the league. Joe Lombardi, 2 years, you got to go because Staley, when they really should fire Staley,
Yeah, they got to make somebody to skate.
they have a desirable job. People
Yeah.
would want to coach the Chargers. You
Oh,
know
okay.
what?
We
You
don't
know
have
what?
a pick.
You got
Sorry,
into the
Crispy,
playoffs
so
is probably
we-
the worst thing.
Won't be able to help you there.
Like getting them into the playoffs is probably the worst thing that the Chargers did happen to them.
Yeah, because if they wouldn't have, they'd have made more
Easier to
wholesale
fire
changes.
him.
I'll tell you this though. I mean, it's kind of about with Eckler. Like I think with Kellen Moore, is going to be more. I think this is good news for Big Mike Williams and bad news for Austin Eckler. I don't see Eckler coming putting up the kind of numbers he put up this year.
I mean, if it's a 2-back set, I'll agree with you that he's going to take a ding because we're going to be taking him at top 5 at minimum in fantasy leagues, right?
Well, yeah, he's probably going to be the 101 in a lot of leagues.
mean,
No,
there
CMC will probably be the 101.
Yeah, and like, you know, and/or Jefferson, there's going to be people that are in that camp too, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
Jefferson.
hear me out.
Yeah,
Hear me out.
Eckler at least be the 103, I would think.
If you look at Kellen, go look at Zeke's numbers since 2019, and as far as his targets and all that. Even if you want to combine Tony Pollard and just as a backfield, like they're gonna get targets.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
true. That's true. Yeah. I'm not saying. I'll say this. All right, Eckler, he'll still be top 5, but he won't be the number 1 overall.
I mean, is he going over 100 receptions? Probably not. You
no.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
70 to 85. Yeah, but
Yeah, that's still a top 5 running back in PPR. So I wasn't trying to act like he was gonna. I was just letting people know that the Joe Lombardi leaving, that does hurt him somewhat. He won't get quite as many receptions now that Kellen Moore's there. Because Herbert's gonna. This is great for Herbert. I'm so glad I got Herbert in the Hustler 14. I'm just gonna say he is not for sale. I'm keeping Herbert. Y'all don't come at me stupid with offers. I mean, unless y'all want to pay up. I mean, anybody's available for. If y'all willing to give me like 5 players or draft picks, I mean, yeah, I'll pay. I might trade him.
Nah, I'm not doing that.
But hey, I mean, but my point is that I'm not trading him.
If I'm you, if I'm not doing that, right? Like
not even. Yeah, well, I'm just saying he's
we gotta have like a starter in return.
That's
right?
what I mean, like a lot. I'm not saying no. That's what I'm saying. At least 5 players. At least 5 players, minimum, plus a draft pick or 2. That's I'm setting it that high. So, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna get any bites on that because I mean that's a lot. But if someone really wants justified Herbert, I mean anyone's available for the right price. Hell, give me 10 players, then I might do it. Madison to the Cowboys if Zeke leaves. Yeah, maybe so. Madison Pollard duo, that'd be pretty solid. Tino, what up?
What up, Tino? I swear they probably just roll with Malik Davis.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't
Madison,
do things like that.
I see Madison. He'd be a good fit for my Saints.
You know, it's funny because I don't know if I really want a 5th-year running back, even if he doesn't have that many mileage on him.
I'd want him. He's up at fucking Mark Ingram. We got Mark fucking Ingram. He's terrible. He's got so many miles. He's over 30.
Kamara's like getting up
Madison's
there in
a
age.
huge upgrade over Mark Ingram.
I'll say that, yeah, over Mark Ingram, but like
That's
I'm
my
just saying,
point. Like, I mean, we need an upgrade over Mark Ingram's bitch ass.
Madison's a number 2 guy.
And also, well, the thing with Kamara's going to get suspended 6 games. Madison's been able to shoulder the load for about 5-6 games. With all those years, Dalvin Cook would go out injured for long periods. Like, Madison can handle a workload, probably not for all 17, but if you need him to handle the load for like 5-6 games, he can do that. He proved that in Minnesota, that he can handle the load and select, in a few games.
I just he's a bad
I mean, it's not sexy, but it's just, I'm just saying, because we got Kamara still. We're not going to be able to afford a big name. I mean, I'm just trying to be realistic.
I think if Madison is looking for because he's at the point in his career, right? When you're a running back like that, you go somewhere, you get like 3 million, 4 million for like 2 years, and you're hella happy. He probably gets that from Minnesota. You know what I mean?
Why would he want to go back there though? It's like Dalvin Cook. I mean, that's just. I don't. To me,
crazy?
The thing with
Dalvin
Minnesota
Cook being paid is so crazy.
That's what it's like. Minnesota. If I'm Madison, I'd want to go somewhere like the Saints because it's like Kamara. He's getting suspended at least 4 to 6 games, and with Kamara, he's like
Madison can go to like the Dolphins, and that would interest me. Put me in this. You know why? Because it's like I want a running back that's going to be in a situation where running backs are viable for fantasy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that the Saints situation isn't, but we just don't know what the Saints situation is.
Well, the good thing with the Saints, it's like with Kamara, they rotate, in that backfield.
But I'm saying because they got rid of Carmichael, right?
No, they still got
they're bringing everything's going to be the same. Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Everything's going to be the same to where, like, Madison will just fill the Mark Ingram role.
I guess maybe if you get me like a Jimmy there, someone who like uses running backs as safety valves, I'm all about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think Jimmy would, you know why I think Jimmy would work good over there? Because they want everything to come out quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
They like
if it's
the
still
short
Carmichael, I think they were talking about maybe bringing Jimmy in a couple off seasons ago.
Yeah.
So I think that could work.
Derek Carr. There was a brief rumor last year, right? Remember before they announced he had to get a shoulder surgery.
Yeah, remember when they hadn't brought Infamous back yet, and they were like, maybe they're bringing in Jimmy instead.
And they were talking about it was like this time last year where they were talking about there's deals on the table for Jimmy, and then like the 3 teams that were rumored were like Pittsburgh, Carolina, and New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How high would you draft Kamara if he misses 6 games in a redraft? I probably wouldn't.
I probably just won't have him.
Yeah, I'd probably say like 6th, 7th round, I guess. That's kind of like with Nuke Hopkins. It'd be like the Nuke Hopkins.
Yeah, so like 8, 9 maybe.
I'd say 7, 8. That's kind of where Nuke was going generally in 12 teamers. Super flex 8, 9.
What do you think the suspension is? 8 games?
I think 6.
6? Okay.
That's what everyone's been saying, and it makes sense. I would say 6, maybe even as low as 4, because in the video you could tell he wasn't the main guy. He did throw some punches, but he wasn't like the worst of the group.
I grew up on a saying, deny till you die.
There's the video though.
Like, listen, bro, this is you in the video. That ain't me.
It's just some other guy with dreads that looks exactly like me.
I don't know. That ain't me.
That ain't me. It must be my clone. I did the Damar Hamlin thing. Oh, it's a clone.
How do I know that ain't you? That's what I would tell him back.
Right? Yeah, flip it back at him. That was you. You were dressed in a disguise. That was you.
Alvin Kamara mask.
You were dressed like me that night. And
you were dressed like a guy.
You're the one that's guilty, bitch. That's hilarious. That'd be so funny if they do that. Try to flip it on to the fucking prosecutor.
You think Jimmy to Carolina? Maybe. You know what?
Maybe. Yeah. Someone had brought up Carr to Carolina. Yeah, Bakes a lot had mentioned.
You know what? Carolina is outside and it gets cold, and you don't want Derek Carr in the cold.
Right. Yeah. That's why I think Derek Carr would be a pretty good fit for the Saints because he wanted to worry about the cold. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just you want to get that man indoors. He's not Derek Carr he's not good. he's a volume guy, and he's like a poor game manager. But I say volume guy because it's, you know what I mean. He was throwing for fourth hour, like, you know, after 2018, he was throwing for fourth hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, even then, like even before that, I was like, man, this guy sucks. You know what I mean?
I know,
Like,
right?
you know,
I hope it's not. I'd rather Jimmy, bro. Let's win ugly with handsome Jimmy. Fuck Derek Carr.
You know what's crazy
Derek
is
Carr
that Jimmy has a like. If you're just basing things on
Jimmy's a
record,
winner, bro. Carr's
Yeah.
Carr's a
Jimmy
chump,
wins,
man. Let's bring
bro.
in Jimmy, bro. I'm with
Carr
Jimmy.
is elusive.
I want
for
handsome
real.
Jimmy. I want handsome Jimmy. Fuck
Okay.
the mascara, man. I want handsome Jimmy. He don't even need
He-
makeup.
The 2016 year, Derek Carr definitely did get the Raiders into the playoffs that year, but he had broke his fibula, or tibia, or whatever the fuck, one of the one that's not the femur. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But he broke his shit, and then so they went into the playoff games with a rookie, because this shit happened like 2 weeks. I think it was something Mullins. I
Nick
forget.
Mullins? He was
No, it
young.
wasn't
He
Nick.
was
No, it wasn't
young.
Nick Mullins. It was something Mullen though.
Oh yeah, well let me find that. That was
Yeah,
the
so
year.
they lost to the Texans in the wild card, but because they had, I want to say they got in as a wild card because then the Chiefs won the division that year.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see. Derek Carr. This was
2016.
injury versus Texans. So did he get hurt again against
No,
the
he
Texans
got hurt during
this
the
year?
he got hurt against the Colts that year. I think that was like week 15 or 14. It was December for sure. And
Dang
it
it,
was
who was that? Oh, here we go. Broken fibula again.
There you go.
2016. It says.
2016. Yep. So then they get into the playoffs though without him, and then the rookie that started.
Yeah, who the fuck is that rookie? That's what
I
I'm
don't
trying
know.
to figure
Maybe
out.
his name
I
wasn't
pride
Mullins.
myself on knowing these things. So I'm trying to figure out who the
It's
new.
funny because my recall is pretty good, but like
Yeah, me too.
there's
I
certain
can't think
things
of
that
this.
I don't need to remember. Like I don't need to remember the backup. I just remembering that they
This
had
is
a rookie.
Matt McGloin. It's
There you go, McGloin. It
Matt
wasn't Mullen.
Matt
I knew
McGloin.
it started with an M. But yeah, remember McGloin?
Now I do, I guess. Yeah, Matt McGloin. Yep. Wow. I don't remember he was a starter.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Matt McGloin. Yeah, he started.
But look, but
Yeah, he
this is what I'm saying
started
though.
some,
Look at
yeah.
Derek Carr though. In a nutshell, his whole career, he's only got in the playoffs twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. He's just.
What is he?
ain't
How many
it,
is it?
man.
9 years?
Yeah,
Like Jimmy, he don't even
he
got a
ain't it.
playoff win under his belt. You know what's crazy is that like this is when systems are proven because it's like.
Oh,
Jimmy-
actually, the quarterback, it said it was named Connor Cook.
Yeah,
That was
who
in the
was?
playoff game. He was a rookie. That's what it was.
Okay.
McGloin
Yeah, because
was the
McGloin got hurt.
veteran, and then McGloin gets hurt. Then
McGloin got hurt,
Connor
that's right.
Cook. Okay, Connor Cook. Yeah, he threw
That
three.
Connor
Three
Cook was the
greasy
rookie.
picks. It was the Brock, the
Yeah, the Brock
Osweiler,
Lobster.
the Brock Lobster. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because he had them fucking claws. Like that motherfucker was hella tall. He was like sick. Hey, his
Brock
lineup
Lobster.
was so retarded.
Marco, good morning from the future. What up, Marco?
What up, Gundenben? What was I about to say? Oh yeah, but yeah, it was Connor Cook, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, with that.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
he
not-
was
I
the
forgot
rookie,
McGloin
yeah.
was the veteran backup. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Because he was the third string, and like, see, that's nothing too. Is like, okay, I know how this thing goes, right? And like I said, it's kind of parallels with my birthday twin because he's a Jets fan. I'm a Niners fan, but like we got to get it now. These teams are built to win now. They're like,
Yeah, the Jets, man. What the thing with the
Maybe the Jets are a few pieces.
Jets
away.
have a young core to where, like, even if they bring in Rodgers and it doesn't work out, they'll still be set up good. The Jets
And like,
killed
if
this
I was them
draft.
and I brought in Rodgers, if I was them, I would bring in Rodgers and still have Zach Wilson. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they could keep the MILF Hunter as the backup.
Yeah, and just have him like try your best kid to keep
Like,
up.
yeah,
you know
like
what I mean?
Jordan Love. Yeah, like the way Jordan Love, they've been keeping the seat warm kind of thing. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and like at least Zach Wilson has some wins under his belt, like you know what I mean, because he had a rough go at it his rookie year. You know what I mean?
Yep, and I tell you what, if they bring in Rodgers, someone's gonna sign Great White Hope as a high-end backup.
Yeah. Or you might have these quote unquote tanking teams. They might even pick him up for a starter. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
true. Like who's
Like, you don't-
like the
like-
Cardinals. He could fill in until Kyler Murray
Cardinals.
comes back.
The
Yeah, because the
Cardinals.
thing with the Great White Hope,
That's a great fucking idea right
yeah,
there.
we love him for fantasy, but
Like,
in real
and
life,
like, whatever
he turns the
Ginsu-
ball over way
like
too
the
much to
Ginsu.
win.
The Ginsu could be one of those fillers. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
what
the
his deal with the
Ginsu's a free
Eagles is, but-
agent, so yeah, for sure.
because there's going to be a quarterback carousel, and the non-desirable jobs are like the Cardinals. Like, they're just going to get the short end of the stick. And that would be like,
Marco had to correct you there. He says Guten Abund is a little late. Guten Morgan is the right term.
Guten Morgan. There it was. That's what it was. Yeah.
We're learning German. We're learning German here on the
Guten
Guru
Morgen.
Nation Power Hour. Guten Morgen. There we go. We're getting there, Marco, slowly but surely, man.
All right, listen, bro. The smorgasbord, it goes down.
Right.
Hell
Hell
yeah, they fucking man, what was I gonna say?
What was
Yeah,
it?
okay. Here's another
Yeah,
thing.
with the
I'll make
Jets
a
thing,
case
yeah,
for
Great
Derek
White
Carr.
Hope, Ginsu, like who be some of these stopgap quarterbacks for these teams like the
because for these
Cardinals who
teams
are
that are
tanking.
trying to
Yeah.
make sure they don't win too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. Hell, my Saints might be in that mold. Although the division
Because
so
even
bad,
if you're
I
not
doubt
in
the
that
Saints
sweepstakes,
tank.
you still want that because then that's capital, right? Like, I think it's a lost year for the Cardinals unless because I don't think they put in a stopgap guy that wins until Kyler Murray comes back. Because Kyler Murray's probably not coming back till like at least 8.
Oh
9
yeah. I think they're definitely gonna tank. They're definitely gonna tank. I was gonna go through the teams here. If there's ones that might tank, yeah, they're one of them.
Carolina, like
Yeah, maybe Carolina. Let's see it.
I mean, Carolina got a high enough.
The Commanders. The
right?
Commanders don't have a quarter. I mean, Sam Howell, but I mean, I don't know. Like,
And they already came out and said that they might have a go at it with Sam Howell. And you know what's crazy? It's like
they could bring in Great White Hope or something to compete with Sam Howell,
mean,
assuming they move
need-
on from Wentz.
they definitely need offensive coordinator there too. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm curious to see what these motherfuckers are gonna do.
Wait, which team was that again?
Because they fired Scott Turner. The
Oh yeah,
commander.
the Commanders. Yeah, they need
Yeah.
a new OC. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Antonio says, pick a number from 1 to 100, Marco.
69.
Either 69
You know, dude.
or 55.
Guten Morgen.
Yeah, he said, you nailed Guten Morgen, Bogey.
Nice. I forgot that's good morning. I mean, obviously, right?
Yeah, it kind of sounds like good morning. Guten Morgen. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. He
damn,
said 63. Okay, he's going with 63.
I swear though, like, if I'm Shanahan, don't fucking like shake. Like, we don't not shake things up, right? Like, what did we do last year that shook things up? Right? We had we restructured Jimmy, right?
Y'all
So
made
he
Lance the starter.
made
that
Lance
was
the
big.
starter. You know, but we also made sure we kept our guys, right? We kept Debo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, y'all made sure y'all wanted continuity. Y'all brought Debo back. Y'all paid Debo. Fred Werner, I think.
Okay.
Y'all paid.
I know you hated Brady before he even got to your division. Okay, and I don't care if it's recency bias or whatnot. Just is yes or no? Does Brady make that team better? My Niner team.
Does he make it better?
Like, is he the missing piece? Like someone who's been there, one thing before several times.
I think it's one of those things like he as much as I hate him, I'd probably say yes, because with your Niners, he won't really have to do a whole lot. Like, he can with the Bucks, I feel like he was having to do too much. With y'all have a really good running game. The Bucks had no running game. So like with y'all, I think that would be honestly, I think it's all setting up for it now that I'm thinking about it, because he's been wanting to go back to your Niners. That was his boyhood team. He's probably only got one more year or two left. So it's
what about this? Does he look? Do you think the Raiders are an attractive spot for Brady?
Nah, not really. I mean, I know they have Devontae Adams, but it's like I don't see
because
that.
everybody. This is the fucking the less than casual fans. They have their little barbershop talk where they're like, oh, Josh McDaniels there's on Tom Brady's and he's always going there. And
I heard
I think he hates Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, him and McDaniels' relationship isn't that good.
Yeah, and I think like Brady is that type where he's like, I made you, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, no, he ain't going there. No, I think it's either, honestly, this might sound crazy, but I think it's either your Niners or retirement. Like, I don't see any other spot where he'd go.
It was coming out of Tampa that they don't expect that he goes back there at least, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think he goes back there. I don't think the Raiders. I heard one person, he could go back to New England. No, that ain't happening. He doesn't like, him and Bill O'Brien don't get along.
He was talking about, there's some people saying the Jets. You know what I mean?
No, hell no, he ain't going to the Jets.
I feel like
Miami's out. They're still going with Tua, even with the concussion. So Miami's out.
Hey, Tua's gonna be a value next year, huh?
Yeah, I think he will be because assuming he's over that, he still have Hill and Waddle. I mean, with Hill and Waddle, he was a top 10 quarterback this year easily.
Top 5
a lot of weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, on average, he wasn't quite top 5, but he was close. It's probably top 6 or
yeah.
7.
Okay, you're right. I may be overreacting because that first couple weeks though, like he was just killing shit.
Mm-hmm. He was saying if Brady is in. Oh, I guess if Brady is on meth, the Raiders might be a good spot.
I mean, I don't know if you want to be on meth in Vegas, but you know what? Too, like, okay, if you're Brady and you have this, like, it's like, okay, there's the boyhood dream of playing for the Niners, but he's not a boy anymore, right? And like,
I know, but it's like his inner child might be like, man, just imagine getting to win a Super Bowl for the Niners. Like,
he's not this same family man to Brady neither. He's divorced now, and like, I mean, like.
Maybe because of Vegas.
Maybe Vegas is attractive because it's like, hey, I'm gonna be this mid 40s version of me where you see me out partying and you know what I mean. But I doubt he would do that. You know,
that's the thing though. It's like I know he's divorced and all that, but I don't think he's that delusional. I think he knows that he's not like in college anymore or whatever. Like he knows that. I think, and he's also I think the thing with Brady, the reason he got divorced is because he says. His thing is football. He loves football so much to where he was willing to give up his supermodel wife to return. And I mean, he wants to win more than anything. To me, your Niners give him a way better chance to win than the Raiders. If he goes to the Raiders, he'd be in the same division as Patrick freaking Mahomes and Justin Herbert. With your Niners, I mean, it's like Stafford's old. Geno, I think, was kind of 1-year wonder, and the Cardinals are just straight trash. Kyler's out.
You know. You're making me feel really good here because you're making a lot of sense.
There you go. I see.
And I swear to God, you ready for this? Because Sean McVay is a fucking weasel. And if he has any inkling and knows Stafford's not going to come back, he will go after Brady. He's like, hey,
I like the way he weaseled.
He undercut Stafford from us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a weasel. He stole all the Shanahan's plays.
Stole all the plays. He went to fucking Mexico when Shanahan was waiting to meet him and just found out where Stafford's hotel was. And he went to the hotel and was like, no, you're going to be a Ram. And sold him on the dream. And you know what's crazy? I bet you Stafford was like, that motherfucker was right. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, they got a ring together.
They got a ring right away.
So he didn't steer him wrong.
No, you know what I mean? But I felt like we could, I mean, we're a QB away. We've been a QB away for the last couple of years. And then
So
Sean McVay knew that too when he looked at his Rams at a point. He's like, fucking Goffle. You know what I mean? You know what's crazy is I think when Stafford said, I think Goffle could come back to the Rams.
Oh, Goffle?
If it's still Sean McVay.
The thing with, Detroit, though, is on the rise. I think Goffle, is feeling like pretty
and he's
loyal.
in a wide open division.
Detroit, with Dan Campbell. Right. I think that's a good duo there. Goffle took a nice step forward this year. I think he stays in Detroit. You know and it's indoors. Detroit's indoors. So you don't have
the attitude, huh? The attitude of that team is like, we're disrespected. And
Goffle's been disrespected his whole career.
They're throwing us away.
I think Goffle's feeding off of that.
Because Goffle embodies that, right? Like
that's what I'm saying. I mean, yeah, I mean, Goffles, he can take. He showed with the Rams. They went to the Super Bowl. He didn't win it, but like I think Detroit wins the North next year. I really do. I think Detroit's
Let's
dangerous.
put a future bet on that somewhere.
Yeah, they already have Super Bowl futures out.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm talking about for the division. At
Yeah,
least.
they haven't got those out yet. But yeah, when they do, yeah, definitely want
Yeah.
to put a bet on Detroit.
I remember,
Detroit helped me out this year. I put over their win total for 2022, and they hit that easily.
Nice. What did it
Detroit
hit
made
for?
me
Like,
some
what
money.
did you put on it?
Oh, I actually doubled down on it. I put like 15. It was about 30. It profited me. I think like probably about like $60, I guess.
Not bad.
Yeah, because the odds were plus odds. Like, because I took the alternate win total. I took over 7.5.
Yeah.
Which gave me like plus 150.
Yeah, now next year they're gonna give him like they're gonna give him like 8 games. Or not,
Yeah, probably
or
8.5. I'd still take the over because I think they win 9 or 10 next year. I'm not even
and their
kidding.
division's kind of ass, especially with Rodgers leaving.
Yeah, with Rodgers probably leaves. I mean,
that's probably a bet you want to take now while Rodgers is still there. Because the odds will change a little bit if Rodgers leaves that division. You know what I mean? But they don't got that yet. They don't got those yet, I'm sure.
Yeah, let's see. Marty is wondering, how is it not collusion, the thing in Mexico with McVay?
I mean, they're out of the country, and he was, and here's the thing, before that happened, the Detroit Lions and Stafford, they came out at mutual agreement that they're going to explore trade options for him. You know what I mean? You remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
yeah. I think it wasn't like it was like legal at that point. It wasn't tampering.
That's why when you see somebody, then they go, "Oh, the Cardinals requested permission to interview, Luan Rumo or something." You know what I mean? It's like you can't just go talk to these motherfuckers so they can consider that tampering. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, and then every so often you get the LeBrons and the Tom Brady's of the world where like they feel like, hey, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do, and Tom got in trouble for that last year. Well, not so much in trouble, but the organization did. The Dolphins, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what Marty had brought up about Brady and Miami got in trouble.
Yeah,
because
this is I mean, for losing again in the NFC title game, being a Niner fan, it's an exciting time because I would love to have Brady behind that line, behind that offensive line with all these weapons that we got with Shanahan. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like, I think there's too many people that like, especially some of my boys that were trolling me all day. It's like, come on, troll me with something creative. Like, not like he was like, oh, now you're talking Tom Brady. And he's like, last year you were big on Lance. He's like, then you're like praising Brock and now you want Brady. I'm like, I want someone who's going to win. I don't care who it is. Like, I started thinking about that.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm saying.
I really realized, like, with Shanahan, it really is the system, bro. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
I mean, Brady's the one.
Look at
28-3. I mean, that was because of Brady. Then you won't have to worry about Brady beating you. I mean,
exactly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure no one is ever gonna herald Matt Ryan. Would you say
that's
Matt
crazy?
Ryan?
Jets 8th best odds to win the Super Bowl. Wow, yeah, I saw the Lions. Yeah, there wasn't good value. I looked at those futures. The Lions and Jets are like 30-1.
Because they're not terrible. They're not terrible anymore.
Well, I know, and Vegas isn't stupid, so it's like you're not going to get value on these teams because Vegas knows that these teams are trending up.
You know what I would do? Bet the Texans over whatever it is this year. It'll probably be plus odds.
Oh, for their win total? Yeah, they haven't posted the win totals yet. But yeah, depending on who they hire as their coach. It looks like it's going to be D'Amico Ryans.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Yeah,
which is cool. I feel bad for him, though. Because, like...
Yeah, because I was reading something. I went down the rabbit hole.
It's not a desirable job.
He had like a dispute with the Texans, like after he had left there. But I guess they worked it out or whatever. I thought it was going to be like a thing where he wouldn't want any part of that. But I guess they buried the hatchet.
It's a cool story.
You know, it's where his career, they drafted him, his career, yeah, he might have had a fallout. Maybe he enjoyed it over there. And he's like, before it all went bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he must have the fact that he's considering going coach there. Because the thing is, it is actually. I'll tell you what, it is a fairly desirable job because one, the division
they got all the
sucks,
picks.
and two, they got all the picks. To me, it is actually a fairly desirable job.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, they're gonna get either Bryce Young or CJ Stroud and a bunch of other shit. Like, they'll be able to rebuild it. They'll be able to rebuild it like their way. Whoever the new coach is, you know, it's all the roster's bare bones. They'll be able to put their own personal touch on it.
Yeah.
I think the job that's like not desirable right now, honestly, is Denver because one, the division's brutal, and also you got to work with a freaking just a La La Land Russell Wilson who's going around saying, "Mr. Unlimited." Like, imagine trying to work with that. I mean, Russell Wilson literally lives in like an alternate reality.
And is Sean Payton like? I think like everyone wants Sean Payton, right? Whoever needs a coach, right? But I think the other side, why nothing has transpired yet, because he's had all these interviews, but it's because they probably can't come to an agreement of what they're gonna get compensated with. You know what I mean?
It's also the thing with Peyton. Peyton right now he's acting like he's the homecoming queen right now. He's playing hard to get. He's going.
How many years do they have
working with all these organizations? But I don't think he's really serious about any of this. He's going back to TV, bro.
What if he waited one more year and then is
he is waiting. He's got one more year under contract after this. He's under contract for 23 and 24
because they want a first, and everyone's like, "Fuck that."
Exactly. So it's that and all. Peyton.
Then it became like multiple.
He wants like 20 million a year, 25 million. Like he's wanting to be the highest paid.
That's
coach.
nothing. No, that's nothing.
The Waltons. This is what I heard. Why the Denver thing broke down because he had a clash with one of the Waltons. He was wanting too much power, and one of the Waltons was like, "No, you can't have all that power." He was probably wanting to boot John Elway out or something.
Or, I mean, first of all, they should just probably get rid of John Elway.
They probably should because he got Peyton
but you know
Manning,
what though,
but after
Elway
Peyton
is
Manning, John Elway is. Paxton Lynch, Drew Lock, like, just completely whiffed on all the quarterbacks.
Brock Osweiler.
Yeah, Brock Lobster whiff. He whiffed on everybody. Everyone they tried to draft was a complete swing and a miss.
Trevor Siemian.
Yes, Trevor Cinnamon. Yeah, well, he was there. I think he was there when Peyton was there as like a backup. He wasn't someone they drafted high or nothing.
No, I'm just saying, like, but Paxton Lynch being like a back of the first round draft.
Yeah, he was somebody they thought could be something, and then Drew Lock was a second. They thought that those guys could start eventually, but nope.
Yeah, it sucks because they're gonna get I'm like, damn, who will they hire then? You know what I mean?
What an idiot. I think they say right now the favorite for the job is their defensive coordinator. They're probably just gonna promote him as Jaila Ieru. I don't know how to say his name.
That's a stupid idea.
That's what they're saying. I don't like it, but that's what they. We mentioned who the OC will be. Who's gonna be the OC to try to fix Russ?
You know what they should do? They should fucking poach. They should poach.
Dude
Sean
from Seattle.
Waldron? Yeah,
from Shane Waldron.
Is Shane Waldron? There you go.
Yeah, that's probably what they'll end up trying to do.
But no, but
why would Shane Waldron
for the head coaching job? You know
I don't even know if they've interviewed him.
Yeah, because it's quite impressive what they did over there. Like that's, I'm
with Geno, he probably wouldn't even want to leave. I think they're assuming they
maybe they get someone like a Joe Brady there, like to be the OC, because Brady, he's floating around out there.
Yeah, I would think Joe Brady. I see him going. Who is that needed? Let me pull up the coaching chart here.
I'm surprised he don't try to go link up with the Bengals, man. Just be like a part of them somehow. Like,
because they're actually he might Joe Brady because the Bengals OC. Brian Callahan's being interviewed, so if he gets poached, then I think they might bring in Joe Brady. the
Who's interviewing
Giants. No,
Callahan?
not the Colts interviewed him today. I think.
They finna hire him. I like
Yeah.
that too, because anywhere Callahan's is at, usually they have a great offensive line. Like they even whether they need to retool it or whatever. I mean, I guess like maybe not. No, I'm thinking of his the other Callahan. Never mind, not Brian Callahan.
Yeah, where's the that's the we got all the teams here. We got the let's see. So OCs, we'll go through them here. The Patriots brought in Bill O'Brien. The Jets brought in Nathaniel Hackett. The Ravens still need an OC. The Titans still need an OC. The Colts still need a coach and an OC.
Wow, I wonder what the fuck Baltimore's gonna do, because Greg
Baltimore's
Roman was
interesting.
like what are you like? How are you gonna do this with Lamar, right? Like, you know what I mean? Because Greg Roman, we've seen him with guys like Tyrod Taylor, Colin Kaepernick. Like, this is what he did, you know, rushing QB attack. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When we had Alex Smith under center for the Niners, it was such a vanilla attack because he couldn't really get mobile with his legs, right? At that point in his career, we weren't using him like that, at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was such a vanilla offense. Like, so I don't know what, like, Greg Roman needs that mobile QB. I'm like, what is it gonna look like in Baltimore? Like, what do you bring in? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting because I mean you want to re-sign Lamar, so it's like you'd want to try to bring in somebody that could, you know, knows how to work with mobile QBs. I'm trying to
or are you gonna try to change him? Because
to me, you can't change him. I mean, you're going to throw a little more, but to me, you got to use his legs. I mean, he's a 1,000-yard rusher. You can't make him a pocket passer.
He did it twice, right?
That's what I'm saying. I know you can't change him. Speaking of a quarterback that could be on the move, Bakes a lot brings up Danny Dumbass, the government named Daniel Jones. Do you think the Giants will get rid of him and draft a quarterback this year? They have the 25th and 57th picks overall.
I think okay, if you're what's his name? Brian Daboll, right? If you're Brian Daboll, you know what it looks like to win, because he was part of New England for hella years. See Tom Brady work. He's the one that once he became the OC for Buffalo, that's when they really turned Josh Allen around. You know, he knows what it looks like. So, in your opinion, if you put on Brian Daboll's eyes, do you see Daniel Jones, and do you think that's what it looks like? I don't think so.
I mean, it's one of those things. Who else do you have? That's the thing. To me, you kind of have to pay him because it's like, I mean, you just pay him like on a 2-year contract.
You don't pay him, right? Say you don't pay him. He's not going to want a 2-year contract, because I think whoever his agent is going to be the first one to say, no, we're not doing that, right? Maybe you get a 3-year, one of them 3-year fully guaranteed joints where he gets like, because like, you know, this guy's going to want like 45. You know what I mean? He's going to want like 40 million.
Yeah, he ain't getting that. I think he gets like 35.
Okay. What does Kyler Murray's breakdown do? Is he like a 38-ish, 40? Because
I gotta put in his contract.
I feel like maybe he wants Kyler Murray money, because these are the guys they haven't won any playoff games, but they've got their team.
His average salary for the length of the contract, $46 million.
Okay, so he's gonna want like, I mean, why isn't he gonna want 46?
But he hadn't flashed like the upside of Kyler Murray. I don't think there's any way. Like Kyler Murray's agent probably told him, like, look, I mean, it's true. I mean, when Kyler Murray's on, he's like can be a top 5 quarterback. Daniel Jones, even when he's on, like this year, he'd have his on game. He was not a top 5 quarterback.
Okay, here's one thing I'll say.
I mean, 35 is a healthy number. I mean, that's not just a slap in the face. I mean, 35 million is a lot.
Okay, so what do you think? They're like, hey, look, dumbass, we're gonna give you a 5-year fucking extension or 5-year contract, and 3 years are guaranteed. You know what I mean?
I think they give him 3 years with maybe 4 with only 2 guaranteed.
I mean, I guess. I mean,
although this quarterback market has gotten so out of hand, nothing would shock me. Like,
and then you franchise tag
Saquon,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you got to.
See, here's my thing. I just if in the moment they don't, if the moment they
He's
hesitate,
going back to Michigan, Marty. Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah,
But
Jim Harbaugh,
maybe
yeah.
at some point he does. I doubt it. I'm starting to think he just stays in college.
I mean, I think the league has already saw that. I don't think this is a Pete Carroll
Stranger,
case
what
here.
up?
Remember Pete Carroll, NFL, it failed. Picked the Patriots, you know what I'm saying? And then he goes back to college, and then he came back to the league. Like, you don't really see too many come back. Look at
I
Bill
feel like
O'Brien.
Harbaugh's been gone for too long now. If he'd have come back like a couple years ago,
Yeah.
but
Like
I think it's too far gone now. I think he's just like Nick Saban. It's like if Nick Saban, it's just, I mean, you got to stay at that point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, like I said, Pete Carroll's like the only other example I can think of that right now. Like, look at Bill O'Brien. He was a former head coach. You know, he was never in the conversation of people that, we're going to interview Bill O'Brien for the job. No, never. You know what I mean? And then, so he went back to college, went back to, linked up with Saban, and then now he's going back to the nest. You know what I mean?
Yep, with old
How do
Bill,
you feel about that for Mac Jones?
I think it's better, obviously, than what he had. It's not like I don't think Mac Jones is going to all of a sudden become like a top 12 quarterback. But I think now
he produces those type of guys.
But the thing I was going to say,
I mean, Watson was shredding. I'm not saying but Watson.
But the thing with Mac Jones, like, I think they know Mac Jones is kind of limited. They're not going to let him loose per se. But I think they will let him throw enough to where he'll be a solid second QB in Superflex. He'll be
what they're saying?
Like a top 20 quarterback who some weeks can put up QB1 numbers. My point is that he'll be a lot better than this year where he was like bottom. Mac Jones was horrible this year. Mac Jones was bottom tier. Where next year I think he'll be a lot better.
Okay, how about this? No, in the event there's no Danny Dumbass, Jimmy can go there. Like, there's so many spots. Like I think I would rather have Jimmy than Danny Dumbass.
I think I would too. Although Danny Dumbass is younger.
He's just younger. And see, okay,
and he's mobile.
And does he get better? I mean, like, how is he as a passer?
The thing is with Dable, I think Dable he improved to where I think Dable they're gonna bring him back. They're gonna bring the Dumbass back. They're bringing the Dumbass back. They're bringing him back. They're sorry, Giants fans, you're stuck with him. I mean, it's kind of like it might be purgatory, but you've got to at least give the man a chance and see if he can evolve beyond that. I mean, look at Josh Allen under Dable. I'm not trying to act like Dumbass is going to be anywhere near Josh Allen, but my point here is that Josh Allen improved under Dable. If Dable continues to see improvement from Dumbass, he'll stick with him, I would think.
This is going to be like last year. I don't think we all expected the offseason to be that crazy. I'm like expecting some shit this year, bro.
Yeah, it'll probably be another crazy one.
And I hate that.
Okay. Here we go. Look at this. Jim Harbaugh committed to Michigan, and then he had another interview today with the Broncos, apparently.
Oh, wow. The Broncos
Thanks a lot, brings in. I just looked it up. He met with the Broncos again. Man, that's a weasel there, Jim Harbaugh. He's talking about a weasel. My God. Commits to Michigan, and now might go back to the NFL. My God.
Hey, listen, I hope he takes that job, bro.
Yeah, he's going to get slaughtered, man. Herbert and Mahomes, and he's going to have to work with Mr. Unlimited. Good luck, Harbaugh.
Well, for Harbaugh, he probably respects Russ because, you know what I mean, Russ was his kryptonite, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, Russ broke his heart a lot of times.
Those 49er Seahawks battles were real back then.
Yeah, he might go there. He might. Yeah, because they've got the money. The Waltons have the money. Whatever he wants, they'll give him. So, because right now, I'll tell you what. I mean, I'm not all in love with Jim Harbaugh, but I'd rather him than fucking Ejiro, whatever the hell his name is.
Who the fuck is that? And
this guy. Yeah, I'm looking at the Broncos coach. This Justin Alton guy is probably going to get fired. They'll probably have a new OC, and then they might bring back Ivero as their D coordinator.
I wonder who they bring. I wonder who the fuck. Like, see. What's crazy is like I'm always trying to find correlations. That's why I can't find any right here with fucking when it comes to Baltimore or the Broncos, I'm like, damn, it could just be anybody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like, I know what it's like to like when you're in like purgatory, like at the first 2014 year with Harbaugh, that was when, you know, the whole entire league had already figured out the Greg Roman Kaepernick offense. And like, you know, we go 8-8 and then they fire him, which is crazy, right? Because it's like, but also it was just done, you know what I mean? The relationship wise and him and the offices, and you know, so then we hire within Jim Tomsula, who was he was like the offensive line coach, right? We go from Jim Harbaugh to Jim Tomsula, and that was just a year, like you know what I'm saying? We knew like
Jim Tomsula, that was rough. He wasn't head coach material.
Yeah, that wasn't it, right?
Right.
And then we do another guy, a retread. Chip Kelly, like his last
that was even worse. Chip
See, what was
Kelly.
funny is like I knew we weren't going to be any good, but this is one of the first years where I'm like, hell yeah, we might be able to get some Niner players for fantasy because you know
Chip Kelly's spread,
with Kaepernick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and Kaepernick ends up getting hurt, but also he got hurt, but then it was also because he was taking the knee and doing all that shit. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then so like, you know, they didn't let it wasn't until fucking what's his name? The blonde bombshell, the blonde bomber, what's his name? Blake. He's the backup to Brady right now.
Oh, Blaine Gabbert.
Blaine Gabbert, right? It was him. He gets hurt. Now we have to start Cap. And like it was fun for fantasy because like remember all those years that Chip Kelly was trying to figure out how to get him Mariota somehow, right? That you're always like, oh, if he could link back with Mariota, like,
because they did it like big things in Oregon, Oregon
and then
like
college,
yeah.
So this was like the closest to that because it was just like, oh, you know, but anyways, it was trash. My point, like in reality, but fantasy was pretty cool,
right?
And
because not like y'all brought in Shanahan not long after that, right?
2017, yep.
Okay, so y'all had Chip Kelly for 2 years.
No.
Just 16. So Harbaugh was through 14. So 15 was Tom
15 was Jim
Sula,
Tomsula.
and 16 was Kelly, and then y'all
With
had Shanahan.
Yep.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, because y'all got Shanahan right after the 28-3. He left because he had that great Falcons offense, and y'all
he already accepted the job, right?
Y'all poached him, yeah.
Yeah. And what's crazy too is like somebody had stole his playbook. You remember that?
Sean McVay.
I mean, so it was at the Super Bowl presser, like they said that he would carry
I bet that was Bill Belichick's bitch ass. Probably for all the cheating shit that the Patriots do. I guarantee somebody with Bill Belichick.
I mean, shit, but it was like a big deal. It was like a big deal. Like, oh, someone stole his playbook, and then like,
that
was like,
sucks,
don't worry,
man.
guys.
It's like my notebook, man. Like if someone stole my betting notebook, I'd be fucking pissed.
Yeah, and then what was it called? But it was before. Like I remember him saying, like, "Oh, it's before we install any of the installs." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So because it was like the literal like first media week, or first media thing that he had to do. Someone yanked it off of him. You know what I mean? Radio Row. That's what it was. They were doing Radio Row.
Oh yeah.
And then someone yanked it. There's hella people. It was before COVID and shit. Just hella people. But yeah, but so look at this. He comes to the Niners, and we're still in purgatory, though. You know what I mean?
Ooh, that'd be rough.
Like
Matt Ryan to the Bucks. Blech. That'd be nasty.
I mean, Matt Ryan is I think he just might be done. You
know
know what's crazy?
That's purgatory there. If he's Matt Ryan. That's not purgatory. That's hell. If you have Matt Ryan as your quarterback, your season is gonna be hell.
When you see Matt Ryan, right?
I
saw him on the McAfee show, and Matt Ryan's like a beer drinking motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I'm just what I'm saying is like, he's
probably gonna retire, bro.
He's not this guy who I think is like, physically dedicated to this shit at this point in his life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A liar, cheater, murderer walk into a bar. Patriots must be in town. Yep, you're right, Marco. and guess what? It's just one guy actually. That's the liar, cheater, murderer. And I think we know who that is.
And I think like Tom Brady being the like the Darth Vader of it all, like him, Belichick being the evil emperor, and like Brady's very strong on the dark side of the force as well, bro. And like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm telling you, like, what's going on with the Niners right now in our QB situation with Brock now having to get surgery, like, I swear to God, that like at minimum makes him make the phone call. You know what I mean? Maybe he doesn't end up with my Niners. Probably like if I was a betting man, I'd say it's like probably like a 30% chance he ends up with us. Because I just don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I don't know if he hates us now because he's a very personal guy. Like and like we denied him already because he wanted to come to us before the Bucks.
Mhm.
And
yeah, I would think though he's probably about done with the Bucks. I would think he'd want to come back to y'all because y'all have it all in place. Y'all are ready to win now.
And I'm trying to win now, bro. You know what I mean?
I'm saying, yeah, like you in the
Like, it
damn.
sucks. I'm on to the. I'm out
bled
fishing with
the,
all y'all.
you bled in the 16. You freaking bled the Texas Mexicans friend dry to where they just quit.
That dude quit now?
Yeah, they quit. They're out.
Again?
They both quit. Yeah, they're done. They have an open team in that league. So those of y'all listening and want to get in the Dynasty League, we have an opening in the Hustler 16.
Hold on. Wait a second.
He quit. There's this open team. He quit. They
That's
both quit.
crazy.
Dallas Queefs, that his friend. That's what you. I remember you thought maybe it was just him as a like second person.
Because you know what's crazy? As much as he talks shit to like Timmy and whoever else, I went in on him and he avoided me. Like he blocked me. Like even you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I was kind of tripping when he was sending me shit. I'm like, oh shit, like you know what I mean? Like, but like, cause I went in on him. I was like, man, you a bitch. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Huss. I mean, Huss is wondering they both quit. I mean, that's what it shows in Sleeper, bro. It shows that it's an empty team. It shows that they both quit.
That's weird.
And he thinks it's the Tex-Mex who bounced. I didn't see Dallas Queefs either. I look like they both had quit.
Oh, are you talking about the 14?
No, the 16. Look here. Look, team 2.
Yeah.
Is blank. It's nobody.
Yeah.
It was the 2 of them. Now it's empty.
Yeah.
I think they both quit. Because look, this one with 2 owners, Crispy and Antonio, co-owners, it shows them where I'm pretty sure that that means they quit. That there's just an empty team like that. Is that you made him quit, Bogart? You hurt his feelings.
I mean, shit. Antonio might as well just adopt that team because that team is paid for this year too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Antonio's already. Well, he's with Crispy, so like if he wants his own team, he could take it. And I think Marty had said, "What's the team?" It's got a lot of talent. It doesn't have any draft picks. Well, it has 1 draft pick that he got from both.
I mean, and like,
but it's got talent. I mean, it's got Lamar, Saquon, Damian Pierce, Chris Olave, Trey Burks, Jerry Jeudy, Andrews, Ayuk, Cooper, the good IDPs. That team's pretty stacked. I mean, it doesn't have any draft
QB. Who's his other QBs? Because he's the guy that sent me the Dak trade.
Yeah, the Dak. Yeah, he doesn't really have any. He really only has. Yeah, he's basically only has Lamar. His other QBs: Cooper Rush, Tyler Huntley, Carson Wentz. He really fucked himself by trading Dak.
No,
I think Tex-Mex quit and it kicked out the other dude. Oh, okay. Well, you're gonna have to re-invite the other dude because he's not.
The 14. Tex-Mex had a.
This is the 16. This is the 16. The 14.
Yeah, the Tex-Mex, right?
Is full. Yeah, Tex-Mex is the 16. The 14, I don't think had anyone. 14, I think it's the same.
Yeah, the Texican
lineup as last year. Yeah, we're talking about the Texican in the 16.
Yeah.
The 14 is the same lineup as last year.
And
Tex-Mex, that's the 14. But
yeah,
he's
that's
still
what I'm
in
saying.
it. Yeah, Tex-Mex is still in it, looks like. He didn't quit. Texican is the one that quit.
Dang.
Okay, yeah, then Marty, that ain't bad. Michael says I'll take it and rebuild it. It's a lot of interest if he did in the.
He has the 1.09 from me because
right. So yeah, that's his only 23 draft pick.
And
but
like,
it's a first. It's a first.
I have 4 starting QBs in that league.
Marco said he'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, just holler at Huss.
It's not at all. Hell, we might have to have a freaking. We'll have to have a contest to see who gets that team because it sounds like everyone in the crew is interested in that team. Because yeah, it is freaking stacked. I mean,
It's-
hell, I was
it's the
worried.
team.
they might
That
beat me.
team lost in the Super Bowl. It
That's what I
had
was saying.
Dak.
It lost to me in the Super Bowl, and I
Yeah.
mean, I had everything go my way in that
They had
Super
Dak
Bowl.
though, and then that guy traded Dak to me. I woke up to a gift. I was like, "Oh hell yeah, I'll do this trade." And then but yeah, now and then you know what I'm saying he's that's a QB needy team. So I
He's
swear,
got a few orphan teams out there, so yeah.
yeah, there's it's gonna be that one's gonna have a rough a rough go at it as far as I mean not that one what was his name Lamar, because see how about this too, like what do you think is gonna happen to Lamar? You think
Franchise tag.
franchise tag?
Franchise tag. That's what I
Yeah,
think.
was she?
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
And we'll
Because
have to
it's
do
like-
this all over again next year, kind of like with Corky Kirk that's on with Washington.
You know, this kind of makes me mad because it's like you have like guys that have like literal sexual assault shit that's always gonna be like looming over you with Watson, but he's paid. You know, Kyler Murray never really, you know, a lot of big flashes.
Lamar, I mean,
zero
Lamar is
playoff
an
wins.
MVP under his belt. That's probably
That's
why
what
he's
I'm
so upset.
saying.
He's Watson and
And he
freaking.
actually has playoff wins under his belt. He has a few. You know what I mean?
I think just one.
Oh, just the one. That's right.
Yeah,
he
he
beat
doesn't
the
have
Bills.
any. No, his playoff resume is not very good. But I
Oh,
mean,
they
he
beat the
MVP,
Titans.
So I mean, league MVP. So like,
They
yeah,
beat the Titans. That's what it was.
that's who it was. I thought they had lost to the Titans.
No, they lost to the Titans in his MVP year. They were one and done. Coming off the
Oh
bye week.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
I think they
and then
beat the
him
Titans.
the next
What was
year.
that? Last year? 2 years ago? 2020?
No, they didn't make it last year, so it must have been
Two seasons
2020.
ago? Yeah.
Yep, and I think he did, Crispy, because I don't see him listed anymore. Huss would know though for sure.
Yeah, I mean, good riddance. You know what I'm saying? Like, some
Yeah,
of
what
those,
the fuck? He makes 2 trades and then quits. That's stupid.
Oh no, he's
But,
crazy.
oh, well.
for that.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, the team's still juiced enough to where, yeah, they had the 420 crew lining up to take it over. Because
Right?
that team has a lot of talent. I didn't even mention the IDPs. They got Foy Olakun, the best linebacker on that team.
It was so crazy because he had-
Oh, wait, okay. Antonio said, I think if the owner quit, then the co-owner gets taken out. Oh, okay. So Hustle have to, okay, Hustle, I guess I have to
oh, has
reinvite
to
him.
send that guy. You know what's crazy is like if we don't know how to get a hold of that guy though, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we might have to replace him. I don't know if he's not a 420 crew member. If he's
Yeah.
not in the crew, then he ain't getting that team. Because
You know what's crazy, bro? It's like I know everyone want to join Dynasty, right? But I can't stand the people that they just quit these motherfuckers, bro. I'm like, what?
Right.
Like,
Well, the good thing I know, like freaking, like I mean, the ones like like Antonio or Marty or Michael, like, they've been rocking with us a while.
Yeah,
so-
for sure. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about like, you know what I'm saying? Because there's always like the guys that don't win it, brother, and then they don't want to come back. I'm like this.
Yeah, like the
What?
Texican. Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
exactly. And you know what's funny? I called his ass out on it. I said, watch when you don't win, bro. You're not coming back.
Yeah, we called that shit. I agreed with
that.
you. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. The way he's handling this draft, like trading his whole 23.
Yeah, I called that
that's
from the
meant-
draft.
That reeks of someone that plans on not sticking with it. Because to me, if you planned on sticking
And
with a
he
league,
bugged for the money
you
too.
value those
He
picks.
just bothered. He just bugged and bugged for the second place. He wanted to split, and he wanted to. You know what I mean?
Wanted to split. I beat him on
Yeah.
Sunday.
Do you remember that? Yeah, but even after you beat, it was like, oh no, never mind. I'm confusing it
I was
with a
about
different
to
league. I'm
say,
confusing it
come
with a
on.
different league.
Come
Yeah.
on. I was like, oh man. I was like, if he
That's
had
right, you
been-
beat him on a Sunday.
fuck you, suck my dick. Like, come on, man. Like that, dude, that was done. We celebrated that on Sunday before any of the DeMar Hamlin
Yeah.
stuff went down. We celebrated that. That one was signed, sealed, delivered.
Okay, early, lay it on me. Early Super Bowl.
I like the Chiefs, bro.
Thanks, Chiefs. I think he's fully healthy then.
Yeah, I think so too. And Jalen Hurts, I think Jalen Hurts is still kind of banged up. That shoulder, the ankle. The shoulder is a throwing thing. Like, I'd be almost more worried about Hurts than Mahomes.
I don't know. It's just so crazy because like Steve Spagnuolo's super aggressive with the pass rush. Like, man, like that line, like I realize how much Buffalo didn't have pass rush because
the Bengals just walk through them. And I'm not gonna pretend like the Bengals line.
Yeah, Von Miller losing him really killed Buffalo because
but I'm
Greg Russo didn't step up like we were thinking he
No.
would. I have him in Dynasty. I might look to trade him because he just was a disappointment.
He's great. I think he's great. I just
Although,
don't
yeah, the
think
thing is his value. I don't think I'm going to trade him because he's
he's good
value.
when he's opposite of something that, like when there's other attention elsewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
He's
Hopefully,
he's going
Miller
into
can
year
come
3.
back. Yeah. No,
Going into year 3.
I'm still glad I have him. Actually, yeah, I don't think I'm going to trade
Yeah,
him.
I got him in 13 in a league
Yeah.
13. Oh, we're about okay. How about this? I like the under. Whatever.
Yeah, I
the number
could
they're
see
gonna
that.
give us.
It's 49.5 so right now is the total.
That's so fucking close. If they were giving us
Yeah, I don't know.
51.
I might not mess with the total.
Yeah, never mind. I'm like, I thought they were gonna put it in the 50s, bruh.
It could go up maybe, but yeah, I don't know what
It's not. If it goes up, it's not gonna go up much. Maybe 50.
Yeah.
Maybe go to 49.5, then 50, and like. Actually, it would probably be like maybe it goes up to 51 even. Who knows? Because I'm just starting to think now. It's like, man, just these games have been low. I mean, especially if you're going to be able to run on the Chiefs, they're going to drain the clock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be.
Like none of their.
I'd probably take the under if I had to pick something. I don't think it's gonna be some big shootout.
Me neither. Okay.
Because yeah, that Eagles defense is ferocious, and then the Chiefs defense isn't great, but it's solid. It's got a lot of talent. I mean, the pass rush is really good with the freaking Chris Jones, Frank Clark, and the secondary's young and has talent. The linebackers Bolton and Willie Gay are strong.
Nasty.
So like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Chiefs defense is like, I mean, I think they'll be able to do enough to slow Hurts down, and then Mahomes, like, I mean, he'll be healthy enough to put up numbers, but he won't be able to like go yay against that stacked Eagles defense. Yeah, fantasy football can it can have the wide, as Bogey says, the wide range of emotions.
Yeah, fantasy row.
Yeah, fantasy row. Yeah, fantasy football.
WROE.
Okay, that would explain a lot.
What?
Because he was comparing. And Tony said, "I love fantasy football. She really hates me, though."
That's funny. That's how I feel about like milk these days. It's like as I grow older, like I used to be like, if I have a bowl of like cereal, like or I have too much cereal with milk, right?
Yeah.
Like it's gonna upset my stomach. But like it's unforgiving. I loved milk. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's how I
Yeah,
feel. That's how I feel
definitely.
like with junk food. Like when I used as a kid, eat all the junk food. Now it's like if I
You're
eat too much
25,
junk
relax.
food.
Dude.
I'm serious though. Like
I
you
eat
know,
more junk food if I was you right now. Like
I'm going. Yeah, as soon as we get off the street, I'm going.
Like, you know what? I love going to the studio because, bro, like,
Hey, all the
that-
studio
that-
snacks.
Yeah, the snack run and the drink run is real.
Yeah, those gas station snack runs, those hit different.
I mean, like we always go to like there's a grocery store right by our lab, and then there's a 7-Eleven there too. And it's
Oh,
like we
hell
gotta
yeah.
go to both because
Yeah.
they got the cheaper beer at the grocery. So we
Yeah,
go
yeah.
swing in there,
Beer's
bang,
always
bang,
cheaper at the grocery. Yeah.
right? Go grab the beers at the grocery store, bang, bang, because it's all in the same like plaza.
Yeah.
There's one side there's a grocery store, and then there's our building, and then right across like a small little side street, there's a 7-Eleven right there, like a walking distance from the lab. So
Yeah.
then we'll park, and then we'll walk to that motherfucking 7-Eleven and get them, and that's where you get, they got these fucking gummies. They got like I never seen these gummies anywhere else. Like the fucking Smurfs. They got these gummy Smurfs.
Oh, yeah, that sounds
sour, like sour gummy Smurfs and fucking the watermelons, but they're like the watermelon O's or peach O's, or they're covered in like that tamarind shit, like chili powder shit.
Right.
You know what I mean, we always fuck with those, or like there's cherries, and they can get them sour or regular. We get them both. Like I'm just like I'm a gummy. Me and Irv. I don't think I've ever met anybody else that fucks with gummies like that, like me, except for Irv.
Fucking right.
Yeah, like my kids, I like chocolate, but my kids are all about chocolate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd
Like,
probably take chocolate over gummies, to be honest.
I don't know. I'm just all day gummies. I don't know. I fucking love gummy things.
Fucking right. But yeah, B, I think shit, we had a double power hour this one.
You know
So
what I mean?
it'd be a
I
good time
mean,
to put a
It
ball
was a
on this
therapy
one.
session. You know what I mean? I'll shoot you the invoice. You know what I mean?
All good, B.
man.
It's on the house. It's on the house.
And you know what's funny is like I'm with the other 30 fan bases that don't have anything to celebrate right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 29. Yeah, there's 30.
29.
Yeah, 20. Yeah. There's only 2 that still have a dog in the fight. You know, be on the
Yeah,
couch
so it's
with me.
30.
We're on the couch.
What is 30?
Yeah, it's 30 total. Yeah, that's what I said. You and 29 others.
Oh, that's right. Me and the other 29. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not great at math, but I figured that one out.
Yeah, you nailed that one. I'm really good at math, and I had to fuck that one all the way up.
Oh shit! But I think it'd be a good time to put a bow on this one. Appreciate 420 Crew Guru Nation for tuning in. Go catch y'all next Monday at the same time. Guru Nation Power Hour. Peace.
Peace.